Hey everybody, it's Dr. Cara, and I want to say thank you one more time for joining me here at the Animal Wisdom World Summit. It has been quite a beautiful event, and I am so honored to have had the opportunity to be right in the middle of it through all of it. So thank you for joining. Thank you for all your contributions. Thanks for all your energy and enthusiasm and ideas. I've just loved meeting with you in our Facebook group. I've loved connecting through each one of the interviews with our experts. And I love the energy and the momentum that we're creating together for creating this new awakened world. And I want to really just take a moment to speak to that, because I think that awakening souls are this new wave on the planet. It's this new wave of energy, of awakening, of opening, of truth and honesty and authenticity. And with that comes, a lot of vulnerability and a lot of maybe even discomfort. It can be really uncomfortable to do all the healing and to have the awarenesses that come from being accepting of what is, because we often don't like what is. So as our souls awaken, we may have some growing pains. We may have some discomfort. And that's why I like to create this community of support, so that we don't ever have to feel like we have to go through it on our own, or that there's nobody who understands what we're going through, because this whole community is doing the same thing. We are all awakening. We are all expanding and growing and becoming more and more of the truth of who we are. And as we do that, we have these key signposts along the way that tell us where we are on that awakening spectrum. And so I really look at living our right livelihood as a really good indicator. So as we awaken to our soul's calling, we are living our right livelihood. We're using our gifts in service to the planet. We are really being ourselves, and we are being compensated financially for that. That's right livelihood. There's no compromise. It's a celebration of who we are, and it's a generosity of spirit. We are living our lives in service to our clients, whether they're humans or animals or plants, and the healing of the planet and making the world a better place. Our relationships are positive, they're supportive, they're interdependent. So we can give and take, and we can support, and we can be supported. And we have that beautiful fluid balance in our relationships. At the same time, we really recognize our own power, and we stand in that power. We have clear boundaries. We're able to enforce those boundaries. And yet we're also able to be vulnerable and understanding and generous. We know that what we do matters, and we know that we have an impact on the world, and we use that knowledge and that impact in a positive way. And we're heart-centered leaders. We are in touch with the loving nature that is the building block of each of us, our spiritual DNA. We're made out of love. And we allow that love to be the strongest force that runs through us, that guides us, that generates our visions, that generates our actions, that generates the words that we use. We are in alignment and really surrendered to our loving nature that is the truth of who we are at this core soul level of our being. Our heart is our leader. And when that happens, our voices become stronger. Our words become more charismatic, more powerful, more clear, more specific, more succinct. They become a rallying call. They become the expression of our truth. And the power that flows through us as we speak our truth is palpable, and it's effective. And so our words become our rallying cries for the world that we want to create, the world that we're affirming, that we're already in. And as we go through our lives, living our right livelihood in our relationships, living our vision, creating our vision, we are also balanced in our heads. We are balanced between our intellect, which is awesome, and our intuition, which is also awesome. And they work in partnership. We don't have to choose one or the other. We can be intuitive and smart. We can be intellectual and instinctive. We can live our lives in a more fully multifaceted way when we're using all of our abilities, and they're in partnership, they're in teamwork together. And ultimately, this all comes together when we recognize our place in the world, when we recognize that we're not separate from Source. We are Source. We are divine. We're connected to the divine. We're connected to each other. There is no separation. There is no other. There it only is. And that's the truth of our loving nature, and that's the spiritual truth and the energetic truth. And I'm pretty sure very soon physicists are going to prove, if they haven't already, that there is no other, that there is only us. We're all one. We're all different aspects of the same life force being expressed in all these different beautiful ways, as a redwood tree or an albatross or a hummingbird or a grasshopper, a snake. All of these ways of life expressing itself are connected, and they're all part of us. And there's a return to our understanding of our true nature of ourselves and our place within nature, that we were never separate from nature. We're part of nature. And this awakened soul, this awakened individual soul, is now part of, not that you weren't part of it before, but your awareness of your connection, of being part of this greater whole, it is awakened as well. So we have a much broader understanding of who we are and what we're up to and what's possible. The force of love, the energy of love that runs through us, is the most powerful force on the planet. So that's what we're tapping into as we awaken. Those are some of the signposts that we can look for along the way to see where we are on our soul's journey of awakening, and where other people are on their soul's journey of awakening, and how we can assist them on their journey. As we move forward, we can look back and lend a helping hand to anybody coming up behind us, because we are only as strong as our weakest link. And the more that we work together, the more energy we have, the more possibility we have. So what would some next steps look like on this path? If you've been participating in this summit, you've probably had some aha moments, some insights into yourself, some greater understanding of maybe your life path and your life story, and hopefully some visions of what you want to create for yourself and the planet moving forward, and some insight into how you can become a leader in your own way. Not that there's one kind of leader or a specific formula that we all have to follow to be leaders, but to recognize that you already are a leader, and to come home to that realization that you can lead from your heart, from your truth, from being you. And being you is enough. It's more than enough. It's really all you're here to do. And to allow your actions and your words and your visions come from that truth and alignment within yourself. So as you have these awarenesses and these awakenings and these healings, you're able to heal yourself of all of those misunderstandings that have been holding you back from your truth. And as you heal yourself, you help to heal everyone else. And then the world is healing, and we all can heal together. So as we open to receive this awareness, as we become a more open vessel for these awarenesses to move through us, we create a community of awakened souls that are living on purpose, that are living their lives in joy, in service, in their genius zone, sharing their gifts, working for the betterment of humanity and of nature and of all beings on the planet. It sounds kind of like a tall task, I know, and whatever way that you choose to move forward with this, just know that there's as many people as there are on the planet. There's that many ways to heal. We're all healing. We wouldn't be here if we didn't have material in our consciousness that to be healed, old limiting beliefs, old karma from past lives, you know, old ways of being that no longer serve us. We're all letting go and lifting these veils of illusion that have been keeping us feeling separate or less than or other or outside. So as we become more aware of the truth of who we are, and we get to express that to greater and greater degrees in our lives, the healing has a ripple effect on the planet. So I encourage you to be willing to do the work on yourself, understanding that it's not just for you, it's for all of us. As you heal an issue for yourself, you're also helping to heal that issue for everyone around you. So I want to wrap up the 2020 Animal Wisdom World Summit with a blessing. And so with this blessing, I just want to ask that humanity opens up collectively to the beauty that surrounds us, to the damage that we've done to our home, to our planet, to other species and other beings, and that we in our hearts begin to make reparations for that damage, for those misunderstandings, for the consequences of our actions. And I ask that a blessing of light be placed upon each of our paths, allowing us to trust our paths, to take our next step, to heal whatever is in front of us to be healed, so that we collectively and individually are able to become more and more a greater expression of the divine that is the truth of who we are, and allow us to walk in peace on this planet, in harmony with all of nature and with each other. Letting the animals lead us into the new paradigm, the new era that's coming forward from 2020, ready to be birthed. Maybe some growing pains along the way, but this blessing, I hope, allows us as comfortably as possible, as clearly and powerfully as possible to choose our path, to choose our words, to choose our healing, to say yes to ourselves, yes to the animals, and yes to the planet. Thanks for being here. Have a beautiful day, and I look forward to connecting with you all in the future. Bye, everybody.